Bengals in the jungle we unite tripping orange and black and white. All day when we fight, live and die in these stripes. Now who got 'em who rockin' on? Now who wanna move crossing on? Now who wanna move out on? If you got stripes and you let the city know you rock 'em, yeah we got 'em, yeah we got 'em. Like that black and orange up on 'em, single bottle, never stop it. To the beast and know who they rockin' with the diamond stripes, flossing on the ring. Cincinnati, she's our queen. We gon' show the world who king. Orange in the day, black in the night. Stripes in our veins, sparks gonna fly. The beast is awake, orange, black and white. Cause when the jungle come alive, who day we ignite and
Welcome to Bengals and Brews. I'm Dale Altman, and I'm on the screen all by myself. Greg might show up. I think Chop has to work or he's asleep. But we won, so I'm here. This is what we do. We have some pop-up shows. We beat the Cleveland Browns 21-14, and I think this is a good place to start. Shout out to the Brew Crew for sure. And Matt Walker, though. Chuck Sizzle. Man, right off the bat. And you thought maybe we're going to roll them, right? We get a kickoff return touchdown to start the game, 100-yarder. Beautiful. Drew Sample back there blocking. I mean, yeah, he laid a block, but I don't know what the Browns were doing. They just kind of let that open wide up. And he almost fumbled, but he didn't. And he scored the touchdown. So shout out to Chuck Sizzle. Much needed because, I mean, to be fair, he hadn't really played great the last couple weeks, but he got it done today. He also had a good punt return that I think was like 20 yards. So good game for Chuck Sizzle. Yes, you can, Crip. You can hear the rum, baby. I didn't have any rum till halftime. Like, I was good, and we were just not getting the job done, man. The offense was really bad. The defense, second good week in a row for the defense. So shout out to the defense. Geno Stone, you know, I've been very harsh on him. He had his best game probably last week, and it seemed like this week he had a good game too. The interception was just a shit pass. But hey, you'll take those all day long with turnovers. So good for Geno Stone that he was able to get the pick. Bad for Geno Stone that it looks like his season is probably over. That looked like a very bad injury, had to be carted off. The other guy that got carted off, don't really give a shit about. Cleveland, they booed or they cheered their own quarterback for being injured, Deshaun Watson. So that was something. Samuel here with a question. Why does our run game suck so bad? Yeah. And Joe Mixon, right? He balled out again today in Houston. It doesn't happen here. Like, we don't commit to it enough, number one. We're a passing team. It's what we do. We said, we got a good run game plan this week. And then we only have 5 carries at halftime between Chase Brown and Zach Moss. You got to have more than that. You got to have a better run game plan than that. So a little crazy to me that the plan in the run game was basically we don't have one. Now, here's Greg showing up. So thank goodness I don't have to be the only one on the screen. The beard is still going, boys, as you can see. Can't shave it now. Got a 2-game win streak. We finally got one of those this year. Greg.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did.
What are you excited for? I want to say Trey Hendrickson, pure menace. Haven't said that yet. Pure menace, phenomenal. Couple sacks. Almost had an interception even. Dude was just wrecking everything, and he's a warrior.
Trey, to quote Miley Cyrus, he's a wrecking ball, man. I mean, and you know what, man? They lined him up in the middle, and when you're that good of a defensive lineman, you can line up anywhere. I'm trying to think. The defense does well. I mean, you know, Joe Burrow, did he have the best game? No, but it seems like when he doesn't have that great of a game, we win 2 games and all that. Just give us – all we need was 2 touchdowns, and we got that. Defense, man, gets the whole game ball, in my opinion.
Yeah. Foxy's got 2 of his 10-game win streak that he called. So, Foxy, we need 8 more of those. And if we can get that, Foxy, you're absolutely the man.
Yeah.
And I think this is big news, as Tony says. Burrow finally wins in Cleveland. And as a team, you hadn't had a win in Cleveland since 2017. That's crazy because we play there every year.
Yeah, no, that's why I didn't get why a lot of fans are all confident. I'm like, this could easily be. I mean, that Cleveland defense is a playoff caliber defense. But their offense, man, with the quarter, it just shows you your quarterback situation. You could have a good team all around, but if your quarterback situation is not good right now, doesn't even matter. Doesn't even
Yeah,
matter.
and Deshaun Watson, even before the injury, I mean, he was just checking everything down. We'd get some sacks, and it was check down Charlie, man, all game long. He was afraid to push the ball down the field.
Winston did well. Why? That's the biggest mystery. Thank the Lord he was their third string quarterback at that time. What did Dorian Thompson? I know he had a good game last year.
He's a good runner, but yeah, I mean, it didn't make. I mean, you paid Jameis Winston this money to be your backup, and here, like in a game where you really needed him to come in, he was still the emergency guy. That's what everybody's like. Well, he's inactive. I'm like, he's the emergency guy. I didn't know it was going to come down to actually needing him because of the injury.
The Beard's not the only luck. I've worn this polo Bengals and Bruce shirt 2 weeks in a row, man. So it's been good luck for us, man. So that's the other thing. The Beard's not the only thing right now that's giving us luck.
Yeah, and Jerome says Ford still sucks. Yeah, Cody Ford.
Yeah.
Having him at left tackle, you're just like, oh, God, here we go. Jackson Kirkland could have done that, injured. Trent Brown could have slid over and done that, and Mims played right tackle, injured. Yeah. So the plan just to be like, well, Cody Ford's our backup right tackle, left tackle, and interior guard. Like,
I tell you what, the biggest thing that came away, biggest game ball, stopping Nick Chubb. We stopped Nick Chubb. I know we had a touchdown, but we stopped Nick Chubb. Nick Chubb and the two Browns players that drove me nuts the last 5 years, two players, Denzel Ward and Nick Chubb. Nick Chubb, every time he got the ball against us, I was like, what is going on here? But dude, shutting down Nick Chubb just changed everything.
Yeah, and I'll look that up while you're mentioning it. So he ended up with 11 carries. See, I thought he was going to end up with like 20 because they were giving him. But when you get down in the second half, they could not stick to the run game in the second half. He probably would have got 20 carries had it.
If they were ahead, he would have had at least 20 carries. Like we said, we wanted to receive the ball. And, buddy, Charlie Jones, by the way, gets the other game.
Yeah, that was the first shout out was Chuck Sizzle right off the rim.
But I tell you what, though, man, getting ahead of the Browns, that was huge because if they were ahead and you put the ball in Chubb's hands, Chubb could have easily had a rhythm.
But 11 for 22. So back to your point, he got the touchdown, but only 2 yards per carry. You held Nick Chubb to 2 yards per carry. I know it's his first game off the injury, this, that, and the other, but the run defense has really, really stepped up. And I will say, Dustin, I don't think Cody Ford was awful once he got a few series, but they were getting the ball out quick a lot of times, and when they weren't and they were going downfield, you've seen a lot of tight end help on that side of the field. And they don't usually do that, but I'm glad they did, right? You got to realize, hey, that's Cody Ford, not Orlando Brown. Let's give him the tight end in there. And you're going against a guy like Myles Garrett a lot of that.
Oh, absolutely. One day on the point, one thing you discussed on the show Friday, dude, the Browns defensive backs, you got to give them credit. They did a hell of a job against this first half. But I give Zach Taylor for adjusting the second half. Screen pass to Mon. Hey, you're playing zone coverage. This is where the short passes come into play. They're playing zone out there. One short pass is easily like 5 yards right there. All these.
Yeah, I said that at halftime in our chat. I said they got to throw a screen pass or two in there because I said, and I hate them, but you have to. You could just tell you were going to need that some throughout the game.
Zach Moss, I'll point out at one that didn't mean a lot at the time, but it killed off 3 minutes of the clock. Zach Moss. That last second effort, man, he just bulldozed for that first down. That's what I want. It's little plays like that means so much because Cleveland had some momentum going near the end, man. It just shows you every first down we got with either Zach Brown, Chase
Zach
Brown,
Moss.
or Zach Moss.
Yeah.
That meant
Zach Brown band, baby. It's Zach Brown band.
I like my chicken fried, cold beer on a Friday night. But yes, dude, they did a great. Even though they weren't really explosive. They had some key runs that closed the game down for the Browns.
Dar said, I told you we were only facing a half Chubb.
Yeah, there you go.
Matt, I agree. BJ Hill is playing really great football. Sheldon Rankin showed up some. Miles Murphy showed up. Even in pass defense, Miles Murphy flying in and tipping a ball out from Njoku that would have been a touchdown. So I think they ended up scoring on that drive, but still. Miles Murphy, man, some flashes. Joseph Osai had a little bit of flashes, but not enough. I still want to see more Said Johnson. There's times that Osai just crashes in and, especially leaves a wide open quarterback around on the outside. Saw that one earlier in the game. Osai he's not it. It's nitpicking.
He had one punt that was a little short, but Rico, once again, man, I think we cannot take him for granted. Rico has just been balling out, man. I mean,
many of his punts too, you expect them to be inside the 10, and that didn't always happen. We kick those into the end zone, and that's a 10-yard field difference every time. So many of those you want to get around the 10, he gets around the 10 as well. It's not just the big leg. He's been really good at that.
No, exactly. No,
I'm trying to look up. Yeah, so geez.
Uh-oh.
I don't like that he had to punt 8 times. I want to start there. That's why I said,
it
I'm
was
looking, I'm like,
frustrating.
he punted 8 times. The offense is struggling. He punted 8 times,
Yeah.
a 44-yard average, by far not his best game by any means.
Well,
But many of those were inside the 20, 4 of those inside the 20. You will take that as a punter. It's gonna hurt your average, but when you're pinning them around the 10-yard line and inside that 20, that's huge. So I agree. Shout out.
I tell you what, man, before Watson went down, he had a rhythm going, man. He was just getting into a rhythm. He had that momentum going down the field. I mean, he started figuring it out. But, man, when he went down, man, Dorian Thompson, like you said, had some nice runs. But in the second half, man, once he faced a little bit of pressure, man, he just kept throwing the ball away. I tell you what, for the Browns, though, man, they dropped some key passes. Like on that 1 3rd down, that running back wide open. Judy, he was on my fantasy team. I'm like, okay, Judy will be no one receiver. I mean, at least maybe he'll give me a touchdown or something. Dude, Judy, man.
He didn't even have a target until Jameis was in.
Yeah, this was another fantasy league, a work league I'm in. I'm like, why did I do
I wish it was this one because me and you are in a heated battle right now. I wish you had Jerry Judy in the one work. Well, I looked, and projection-wise, a bunch of my guys are just not playing. But I got like Tyreek Hill, who got like 1 or 2 points again. Tyreek Hill was killing my fantasy team. They had a bye week last week, and I won. You know, it's like he's killing me.
But no, absolutely, buddy.
So Dustin here with the super chat. Evaluation of Joe last 2 weeks still seems like he has happy feet and missing wide receivers. He needs to play better. I'll start with the happy feet. He definitely in the first half especially. And it was like last week. It was the first half. Then the second half it seemed like he kind of calmed down and was able to get in a little better rhythm. And maybe it's play call. I don't know what it is. But Joe seemed to have happy feet right away this game again. And I was like, man. And he was sacked 3 times, but only 3 times against the Browns. I'm just saying, we got so used to 6, 7, 8 sacks that last week was 4 against a very good rush defense, and this week was only 3. So especially with Orlando Brown out for over half the game, I think we at least were smart with the game plan and held him down.
No, Dustin, I get what you're saying, but you got to understand. I'm not making any excuses, but we went up against 2 good defensive lines 2 weeks in a row, man. I mean, you go up Dexter Lawrence last week and Burns, and this week Myles Garrett, Zadarius Smith. Okay, not Sheldon Rankins. I kept getting this wrong.
Shelby Harris.
There we go. So
and Dalvin Tomlinson.
Yeah, we just happened to go up against 2 of the best. Wouldn't you say those are 2 top 5 defensive lines or close?
I mean, to me, they are. Now, statistically, the Browns haven't been this season, and the Giants more have been.
Yeah.
But, I mean, they were also healthier in the back end, too. They had both their safeties back this week. Like, the Browns were the healthiest they've been pretty much all season into this game. So there's really no excuses. Yes, I know Deshaun got hurt, but guess what? We would have liked to keep him in there. He wasn't doing anything. Yeah, that one drive, he was starting to move the ball, but man hadn't done anything. And like, he was checked down Charlie. Like, they immediately pushed the ball down the field and got a flag, which, whatever. Was it probably a flag on DJ Turner in the end zone? Probably. But at the same point in time, I seen T getting held, and they were not calling those. And I don't want to be like, but I want to keep it consistent, man.
Right.
Overall, the refs did not hurt us.
No.
The Browns had a lot of flags, but I think the Browns deserved a lot of those flags.
That ref, when we thought it was going to be on Trey Hendrickson, oh, my God, here we go. Maybe he thought to himself, you know what? I messed with the Bengals enough. I'll cut him a break here. Right?
Well, he didn't land on him at all, you know.
Right, no, he didn't.
There was nothing else that they could have called except for driving the quarterback with your body weight to the ground. And, like, when you watch the replay, Trey ends up landing beside him. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I'm tweeting what the fuck? I'm pissed about it. And then they were like, oh, both fouls on the offense. And I'm like, never mind.
Yeah. I want to point out something quickly. In the Bengals draft, I was very high on Emerson and all that and stuff. So he's proven it. But you know what? Hopefully,
they got a good defense.
No, their defense did a hell of a job. Emerson, Ward, and Newsome. You could argue that's also a top 5 defensive backfield right there. So
yeah, this was something too. They never call uncatchable. They never call uncatchable. And
that
was right. Well, it was right after the other one, you know, that they called for the Browns, and I'm thinking. Yeah. And obviously, was it kind of ticky-tacky? He didn't get turned too much. No, I didn't think. But you threw the flag in the first place, so you're saying there is pass interference. But then you're going, well, it's uncatchable. If somebody interferes with you, they never call it uncatchable because they're like – and that ball was in the field of play. It was about 5 yards away from him. It's not like it was 30 yards out of bounds into the third row of the stands. Like,
hey, tell that to Dejon Anthony, who got that flag when it was clearly wasn't catchable against the Chiefs. I don't think it was really.
Get your shit together. We need you on here, Chop. I think you got to work tonight, but I don't give a shit. You've been silent all day. It means you've been sleeping late. Get your naked ass some clothes. What? I don't even care. Just put a shirt on, you know? Or don't put a shirt on, because we already know you don't wear pants for the show.
Exactly. But yeah, you know, like I say, man, I've never in my life, Dale, I've seen passes that were thrown out of bounds where they call pass interference.
Yeah. You know, between the beard and then this picture, this pure sex picture, we were always winning this game.
Yes, we were. That's my favorite of all.
That's Greg's sex dungeon. Like Sindustry said at halftime, like, somebody go rub Greg's beard for good luck. And then he asked later on who went and rubbed his beard. And I said his own dick did, because we know you got that fucking man hammer.
Yes, I do.
But back to football. So you said Joe Burrow didn't have his best game. 15 for 25, 181 yards, 2 touchdowns, both in the second half, 0 interceptions. Passer rating still over 100 because it was still fairly efficient. Yes, you didn't get over 200. You didn't just move the ball all day long. But we were also kind of running out the clock there, as we should have been in that fourth quarter. So we stepped it up in the second half. Now, in the first half, we only had 86 yards total offense. First half, bad. First half, really bad. Joe, the offense, can't excuse it. The play calling, Zach, everybody, you all get blamed for that. Second half, they stepped up much more as an offense, and were able to make some plays. So,
hey, you know what's always steps up? Midwest Best Barbecue and 50 West Beer, proud sponsor of this show. Also, Chop Shop. At the Chop Shop also. Get yourself a Chop Shop shirt. I will be wearing my SpongeBob Sweet Victory Monday shirt tomorrow. You can bet your ass on that one. But anyway, back to what you were saying.
Do I have to bet your ass?
Yes.
Run this graphic down here for anybody who may want the Chop Shop link, the YouTube link. Like and subscribe. We appreciate it. But yeah, enough whoring ourselves out with that. So back to some other stats. Chase Brown carries 15 for 44. He would have had a big one early in the game, and it got called back for holding. And I feel like he's so explosive, you got to get more for him. He only ended up with 2.9 yards per carry. Not great, but a lot of that was late in the game when they knew we were running the ball. That was the majority of his carries. He also had a big one there when the offense just could not get going at all. But I think we scored on that drive with the Chase touchdown. I could be wrong on that. I need to watch it back, but I think it was that drive. And Chase Brown started it off with a nice run to the outside that got 20, 25 yards. It was a great game. And he's just explosive. Every time he gets the ball, you get excited like, ooh, he could do something special. And Zach Moss is good as well, because give Zach Moss credit, especially for catches out of the backfield and stuff. I think they found, we thought Chase Brown would be the guy catching the passes more. I think it's almost the opposite. Chase Brown's let him run the ball because he's explosive doing that too. Now we could still get Chase involved in the passing game more, but Zach Moss has been very good catching the ball out of the backfield and picking up tough yards and getting close to first downs in big games.
No, I'll give my hats off to Zach Moss. You could argue Zach Moss can deserve a game ball somewhat because of the big plays they may not have been as big, but they meant a lot in certain situations.
Well, let's go ahead and we'll give our game balls. If anybody else hops in, I think Bourbon might hop in. Maybe Chop will hop in. I sent Iceman a link if he wants to hop in. So people have the link if they want to hop in. So we'll see if anybody shows up. But I'm going to go offensive game ball first. I'm going to go T. Higgins.
Oh, hell yeah.
4 catches, 82 yards, a tutty, and pay T. Higgins. At the end of the day, pay T. Higgins. You can't get worse on that side of the ball. And offense is struggling. You need something to get going. Go to T. Yeah. I mean, and this is not knocking on Jamar. Jamar's great too. Jamar had 5 catches, 55 yards, and a touchdown himself. But T. Higgins is an absolute dog right now at wide receiver. After the catching the ball, set strong hands. He should have had that one downfield. You got to get that one from now on. You can't let that shit happen again where they knock that one out, because you would have been over 100 for the game if you would have caught that one. But T. Higgins, absolute dog. Pay him. Pay him his money and keep him in Cincinnati. Tag him, do what you have to do, and then try to work out. I don't care. You don't let that man just leave. He's too good, and we don't want to see the offense take a step back.
No.
So pay T. Higgins, but T. Higgins, you get a game ball.
Yeah, hey, as much of a Yoshi fan I'm no moron. You got to keep T. That's a big drop off from T to Yoshi. Even I will say that. But anyway, my game, like I was just talking about, I'm going to go with Zach Moss. He did a phenomenal job making some key plays, from the slot, standing back from the.
Was it his 6 carries for 7 yards? Is that why you're giving him the game ball?
He got a big first down, man. Maybe that
is a 1.2 yard per carry.
That's pretty bad.
Hold on, okay. I'm getting to you. I did that intentionally. He had 3 catches for 33 yards, and those were 3 big catches.
Yes,
continue.
But I got to give Zach Moss something. But look. That first down he got, though, Dale, that was a key first down that killed at least 3 minutes off the clock right there. And we needed every single second when they were onside kicking to us. Just because it's only a couple yards, look, man, you could have 20 carries, Dale, and only gain 1 yard the entire game. Yes, that's a shitty game. But if that's a 4th and 1 situation, that means securing the game. Nothing else matters.
And to be fair, I took T. Higgins. Like, Zach Moss is just as worthy as anybody else to get the other game ball on offense.
Right.
Honestly, really is. Like we might after we see the PFF grades tomorrow, and we're doing our show at 3:30. Maybe there'll be an offensive lineman because I do think there was offensive line performances. I feel like Mims against the Cleveland defense, like just off the top of my dome. We'll see what he graded out, but I honestly don't give a shit what he graded out per PFF. Amarius Mims, he didn't seem to show up at all. And I say that in a good way. He didn't show up as in, he's getting demolished by these great defensive ends and defensive line they had.
Yes.
Amarius Mims straight up did his job as a rookie in Cleveland against some great pass rushers. Amarius Mims, you get a game ball.
Hey, I'll give another honorary game ball.
Yeah, I gave 2. You get 2.
Well, no, this is not offense or defense. Coach Callahan for the Titans. Thank you so much for taking your dad away from Cleveland, man. Dale, you tell me if it's a difference. He's not there anymore as their offensive line coach.
For sure. And the sloppy penalties, man. That Cleveland would have for their offensive line, like so many that I think really hurt them.
Well, Dale, I almost cost us the game, man. When I said to you, and this other.
Well, I didn't see it. I said you change it before I saw it.
Yeah, I said, dude, this game, and I had to edit the thing. I just said, dude.
What did you say first?
I said, dude, Cleveland is just giving us this game, and I think Derek said to me in our Bruce check, Greg, God dang it, Greg, don't jinx it.
I was, I was wanting to set a show and do a show, but I'm also like, I don't want to jinx it. Plus, I need to see if anybody will come on.
Set up a show here, man. Cleveland's going down the field. They get the 2. I'm like, why'd they go for the 2-point conversion? They get that. I'm like,
I had to do it though. See, because I had already created the picture, and the picture I put was Sam Hubbard after he got his interception. Which shout out Sam. My house got a little flooded after that. My wife was so excited.
Oh, was she jumping for joy?
She was actually watching the game in the bedroom because she had to work this morning. They have to work once a month on Sundays where she works. And so she was laying in there watching the game, but I think my TV was ahead in the living room, and I was like, yeah. And then I heard her just be like, yeah, oh. So it's a joke because she loves Sam Hubbard, obviously.
Yeah, I think we saw an interception coming. Well, let's go to defense.
Yeah, I was hoping it'd be Cam Taylor-Britt, but Sam, man, he went up, he high pointed that ball like a wide receiver and made that interception, and it was huge, right?
Yeah.
We needed it. So.
Well, let's go game balls. I'll let you start again on defense. I know who it's going to be, buddy, but,
Well, okay, so I want to say Trey Henderson, right? Because I already said he was a complete menace. Like, that's my dude. 2 sacks, complete menace. Could have had an interception, so it was a pass defense for him.
Yeah.
Just 3 tackles, but, I mean, his impact tackling-wise you don't see, but you see it in sacks. You see it in pressures. You see it. How many more sacks and hits on the quarterback? He had so many hits on the quarterback. I don't even see that. He had 5 quarterback hits. That's elite in the NFL. 5 quarterback hits in one game. That's what I was going to say. He absolutely wrecked them. Every time they thought about doing something, he's on their ass. He's laughing. He's having a good time. He's a menace, dude. Trey Henderson's a menace. But I want to give somebody different. Since
I know. Don't steal this from me. I won't.
I don't think. I'm just looking at the stats, so I want to shout out some of the stats guys. And the top tackler this week, Jermaine Pratt, with 13, 10 of those being solo, and some of those out in space. I mean, he just shut people down.
He was in the backfield, man.
Jermaine Pratt, you get a game ball.
All right. I'm going to give it to him. I mean, thoughts and prayers for him. But Geno Stone, getting that interception, I'll give him a game ball too. I mean, obviously what happened with him was just so horrible to see. Hey, we're sending our thoughts and prayers for you, Geno. Let's hope you recover. You make a speedy recovery, buddy. But yeah, Geno Stone, man, awesome interception, by the way, buddy.
With just some other statistics, Logan Wilson had 10 tackles. You just got to tackle right when you're playing Chubb, and like I said, we held him to 2 yards per carry. So overall, very good with the defense. Geno Stone had the interception and 7 tackles. So to go along with what you're saying, Cam Taylor-Britt with 7 tackles. Cam is still a little shaky to me. DJ Turner had the pass interference. I still think DJ Turner is almost played a little better in coverage. We'll see the PFF grades tomorrow and talk about it on the show. We'll do it 3:30. But DJ Turner's almost seemed like he's a little more shut down lately than Cam Taylor-Britt, which I'm not counting Cam out. That's my guy. I hope he steps it up.
No, absolutely. Absolutely. I still got high hopes, but, it is what it is. I mean, Cleveland's receivers, dude, losing Cooper, man. Let me ask you this, Dale. If Cooper played that game, do you think that would have made any difference?
I mean, no, because the quarterback play still wasn't that good.
Play was just, oh my God.
And the line had so many mistakes and penalties on their team.
The penalties, it seems like I thought, what's his name, Hill, in the preseason, I thought he was on the Browns at one point, man. Every single play, there was a legal shift, this. Now, I'll say this, even though Cleveland got the touchdown.
I am smooth is with me on the DJ Turner, but Hendrickson and Hubbard had a sack and the interception, so that's an easy game. Like, Hubbard, you get a game ball without us having to say you get a game ball, man.
Yeah,
and Hendrickson, you get a game ball without us having to say you get a game ball.
And Von Bell played better today, too, by the way. He made a big stop. I forget what play it was. Remember, they pointed out Von Bell. Great play by Von Bell right here for getting to the quarterback. I forget what it was, but no, man, it was a big 4th down play when they were in our field.
Yeah, Cincy James, he's definitely hard as a rock with that. Charlie James,
man. James, you're watching this, man. That's the main game ball I'll give is there's no special team game balls we do, but dude, Charlie Jones, man. Check sizzle.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Yeah. Him and Ryan Rico both get game balls. We give special. We can do whatever we want, Greg. It's our show.
Now, Dale, I don't mean to be negative, but Evan McPherson, man. That would have sealed the game.
Yeah, and I know the one was a bad hold and stuff, but Evan McPherson has not been like Mr. Automatic to me.
Right.
But kind of in a couple years, like, I don't know, man. Come on, Evan. We need you, buddy. We know you're really good, but
Evan, you just got a contract, buddy. No, we still love you, Evan, but But Rico and Chris and Charlie Jones, man, just did a great job. I tell you what, that one.
I'll give another defensive game ball because we did 2 on the offense. I want to give one more on the defense, and
we can do anything.
You try to think one as well, but I'm going to say Akeem Davis-Gaither.
Okay.
4 tackles, but he showed up, right? You've seen him out there making plays. You've seen him out there impacting the game, and we have been very high on Akeem Davis-Gaither as a player, as a show, because it seems like limited snaps, he does his job, and it seems like he's earning the coaches, and he should have the trust, honestly.
Yeah.
By now, he's been there for a long time, but the guy just makes plays when his number's called and he's out there. So shout out to Akeem Davis-Gaither because guys like that make all the difference in the world on the defense that can go out there and you can trust them and they can do their job no matter if they get 10 snaps or they get 40 snaps. It doesn't matter. He just goes out and does his job.
You know what, man? I'll give a full game ball to Lou Anarumo, man. He once again, man, I know this wasn't a top-notch offense, but I tell you what, man, he did a great job again. I'll give it to Lou Anarumo in general.
Yeah, I'll allow that. And it is, right? So next week we play the Eagles.
Ugh.
Now we finna find out if this defense is really back or not. We can talk about that game a little bit now.
Right.
Because
I know Saquon, he was going to get the ball because, let's face it, he had revenge out there for the Giants. He said, oh, no, this is just nothing. He had 176 yards. That was personal with him. So, hey, I'm glad the Eagles blew out the Giants. So hopefully they're like, all right, maybe we'll let the Bengals slide. Probably not. But we're going to our defense will be put to the test if it's for real next week.
Yeah,
You know,
Devontae Smith, A.J. Brown. They've been hurt a lot this year, but they're healthy right now. Dallas Goedert's out this week for them, but I imagine he'll be back for us. And then, like, Jalen Hurts.
Their defense.
Solid line, but I will say Jordan Mailata, probably butchered your name, but one of the best left tackles in football, did go on injured reserve, so he is out 4 weeks, so that doesn't hurt.
Hasn't Lane Johnson been hurt also too at times, or no?
I don't know about this year. I know in the past, yes.
Okay.
I know he was last year a lot, but I don't know about this year.
Jalen Hurts, man, and you can run out of the pocket. You know how we do against QBs run out of the pocket. So our defense has to be top of their game next week. Big time.
Yeah, for sure. But we're still riding the high of this game.
Come on.
So.
I'm high on the wins right now.
Yeah, we can get into that other game more for sure later.
Yeah. But hey,
and I started that, but you got to be. We are 3-4. We were 1-4. Now we're 3-4. Now we can start to be like, okay, it's not impossible. No. We're not worried about a top 10 draft pick.
No.
We're on the hunt for the playoffs.
Hey. We
still have a shot to win this division. You still play every division team and the Steelers twice in this division, who are 4-2 currently. And we're 3-4. We're right in that mix, man. It's not over by a long shot, but big caveat here. We got to put a complete game together. The offense can't play like shit and the defense play great, and then the defense play like shit and the offense play great. Go out there and put a complete football game together. I still need to see that.
Be honest, I'll be an honest John with you right now. I really didn't think we were going to win this game. Did you honestly think we were going to win this game? Because I honestly did not have high hopes.
Oh yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. And Jolly, I get it, man. We beat a bad Brown teams. Woo, get pumped. I understand, because that's what I said. There's no way to say, hey, we're all the way back. I can't do it. We haven't put a complete game together, and it was the Giants and the Browns, and it was shitty quarterback play.
Yes.
Period. I need to see it next week versus the Eagles, and us get back to 500, get a win against the Eagles, and then I'll be a lot more excited. But I'm not going to come on here and be all fucking pissed off that we fucking won. Like, I'm happy we won.
Hey, be happy. Well, I'm just going to be happy. Just be happy for the time being.
But that's a game you lose a lot, right? The offense isn't firing on cylinders. This, that, and the other happens. You get a call go against you here or there, and you lose the game. We didn't today. We handled business. We got the win. We move on to the next week a little bit.
Let me ask you this. Do you think that was Deshaun Watson's last game as a Cleveland Brown?
This would be a better question for like Santori.
Yeah. Because
the contract situation.
Right.
That's the thing. Like, with the contract he has, I don't know if they can get out of it.
Who knows? I mean, who knows right there. But I mean, dude, he showed some signs, but then, man, it was just like,
no, he's not been good at all this year. No. Like, we can say what it is now, because we were trying not to jinx that shit on Friday's show, but the man has been awful this year. He hadn't had a 200-yard passing game all season.
Yeah, that's ugh.
And that was with Amari Cooper and, adding Jerry Jeudy for him. And Njoku had been out some, but Njoku's a damn good tight end.
Well, we were hoping the Lions were going to get Zadarius Smith before Sunday and all that. And Zadarius Smith still played well, but I think Zadarius Smith, he's going to be gone soon. Or him and a couple more players. I think that, is this where, if you're the Browns right now, is this where you start? Okay.
Yeah, they're what? Are they 1-5? They're 1-5.
Is this where you start taking phone calls saying, okay, what do you want?
I think you got to take it on some of the players, right? If they're older veteran players, like Zadarius Smith isn't getting any younger. Right. I don't think that call's made on Myles Garrett. The calls will be made about Myles Garrett. The calls will be made to them, but I don't think they would lose that fucking city real quick if they get rid of Myles Garrett.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, Joe Thomas every year.
And I wouldn't blame them. I wouldn't blame them either. For that.
But no, look, just because they make calls doesn't mean the trade's going to happen. I mean, Dale, I could say to you right now, if you're Cleveland, hey, I want Myles Garrett, but I'll give you a 5th-round pick. You're like, Greg, shove it up your ass.
Yeah. I would just say, like, hey, I'll give you Drew Sample.
There you go.
Did you see the way he blocked for that kick return?
Dude, Drew.
He's invaluable. Myles Garrett, Drew Sample straight up.
That's another great special.
That's a good offer. That's a good offer, Cleveland.
No, if I'm taking calls from Myles Garrett, if it's not 2 first-round picks, I'm hanging up the phone. Point blank.
And he is getting older, and
his foot, and Chop did point.
And the foot thing, yep.
So that would scare me a little bit and all that. So like I say, Cleveland though, man. But yeah, I mean, Do you start thinking about trading Nick Chubb, who's getting up there in age a little bit? Who's
that's another one. I don't think they could trade Nick Chubb. Look at how much they put into that this week of like Chubb's back and the fans like that city is so ready to turn nasty anyways because they haven't really had playoffs / Super Bowl.
Right.
You know what I mean? So they're already there, and then the Deshaun Watson thing, which they fake loved for a while, but come on, man, you can't support a guy like that.
No, you cannot.
Well, they did until he sucked.
Yeah.
To be fair.
I'm not going to get into that, but no, you're right, Dale, and all that stuff. You're absolutely right. But yeah, dude, Cleveland, though, man. I mean, Dale, I've said this on the show. By the way, Tim Steele, I'm not going to get in your face right now. I'll wait.
Yeah, fuck you, Tim Steele. He dropped his nuts on your mouth the other day on here. He said, fuck Tim Steele. I hate him. Motherfucker used to talk shit about me at work. Talk shit about the Bengals. He's always fucking blowing Brown.
No, he was an unrealist Browns fan. He was just like so unrealistic. It was just unbelievable. But, I'm going to leave him alone for a couple days. But no, Browns. But Dale, I've told you this. I've told everybody this. It's no secret. I hate Cleveland more than Pittsburgh and Baltimore just because of Tim Steele. I know that's not fair, but that's
all I know is Wade better have us lose them big to the Eagles because Wade has been picking against us, and you gotta do it again, brother.
Oh, does this mean I can shave the beard now?
No, Craig.
Kidding with you, Dale.
You don't want to shave the beard anyways. We already talked about this.
I'm kidding with you. Jeez, relax.
Filling yourself with that beard.
Yeah, I know, buddy, right?
Yeah, so the game. Not the prettiest, but you'll take a win.
No.
I'm still a little,
What have I always said the last 2 weeks? Take an ugly win over a good loss.
Well, how many ugly wins would we have taken not to have 4 losses right now? Because every game has been 6 points or less that we lost.
Yep.
I mean, they've been close games, all of them.
Yeah, I know, dude.
Yeah, you're right. Sindustri's right. Don't even joke about that, Greg. Don't even joke about ditching the beard.
Relax, Industry.
I also sent a video of Boats and Hose to Greg, everyone, just so you know, so he could try to learn it, but I don't think he took me serious.
Well, no,
Dale,
I'm not singing it. And we won 3 out of 4, so I'm not singing it.
Well, you've got to sing, though. That's the thing. You've been singing. Well, if you want to sing now.
Hey, you brought it up. I'll be right back, Chief. Hey, you asked for it.
Now there's no one on the stream.
Really?
This is what we need. Chop's pretty face. Well, I meant none of our faces on the stream. I'm ripping a heater, full disclosure. I don't like to do it on the screen.
Okay.
I'll say what I'm doing.
Dale, I'm going back to my time, late night. Well, your time also, late 90s. You and I are only like 2 years apart, so you got to keep remembering that. God damn it. Okay, here we go. Let's go a little. Here we go. Come on. Oh, come on. Here we go.
Does anybody know the song? Guess the song.
Woo! Sneaky and smoked out, and it's starting to show.
What? Does anybody know this song?
I never let you go.
Is he just really bad at this song, or do I not know this song?
I never let you go. I never let you go.
I don't think anybody knows the song.
I never let you turn around back on each other. That's a good idea. Break up with your mother. Turn around your back. Are you serious, Dale? Third eye blind.
Yeah, Matt's got it.
Who's Matt? Oh, there you go, Matt. Thank you.
Crip said Willie Nelson. And Tedeschi says, I Want Your Sex by George Michael.
Nah.
It's Third Eye Blind. Was it?
Third Eye Blind. But
it wasn't Semi-Charmed Kind of Life?
No. That's my favorite one. But no, it's Never Let You Go.
Yeah, I was starting to get a little familiar with some of the words there. But...
Dale, you never listen to Third Eye Blind? Oh.
No, I mean, I've heard some of the songs.
I've heard some of the songs. Okay. Just hurt my feelings. That's okay, Dale.
Yeah. Well, you hurt Matt's feelings. You said, who is Matt? Really, Greg? That's what Matt said. Really, Greg? You don't even know who Matt is?
Well, there's like a bunch of Matts that I know of. My brother.
Oh, you're just one of many to him.
Yeah, I know, Matt. Sorry.
Greg's a whore. he does have a sex dungeon. Honestly, you did invite Deshaun to your sex dungeon Friday night, didn't you?
Nope.
And that's why his Achilles popped. So he had too much fun at Greg's house.
Here we go. Oh, God. Yeah, I got to get a good one here. Fuck this. No.
It's true, man. I'm trying to think of a New Kids on the Block song, but I can't remember any. Greg, do you know any New Kids on the Block, though? Just
as a matter of fact, thank you so much, Wade, for the suggestion. Yes, I do. Oh, thank you.
Who is your favorite New Kids on the Block member, by the way? Like for the chat.
I like Mark.
Hanging Tough. Oh,
I like Mark Wahlberg, but Joe McIntyre, I remember liking, but no, I never really listened to New Kids on the Block. I'll just say Donnie Wahlberg, just because I like Mark Wahlberg.
Oh yeah, you like Mark Wahlberg in that fucking underwear ad?
Yeah, sure. Okay. All right, here we go. I can't play the song on here. Copyrights.
Sound like a guitar was playing.
You know, I could have if where am I at here? So you're with me and be my bride.
What?
Don't you know you're my kind? You're just what I like. Girl, you're everything. Am I right? The only girl.
Darth likes all the New Kids on the Block.
For so long. Oh, she's my cover girl. Oh, she's my cover girl. That's about as good as I can do, buddy.
Is that New Kids on the Block?
Yeah, cover girl. Come on, man.
Wow. I don't even think I know that song. I'm actually not a New Kids on the Block guy, apparently.
Oh, me neither, really. I grew up, I was in the Backstreet Boy NSYNC era, man.
Darth, you have the link. Why don't you come on the show, Darth?
Yeah, Darth.
Be like, oh, I don't know what to do with my hands. Yeah, come on now. Greg's always in pain. It's always like he's trying to, like when you're constipated and you're really trying to squeeze one out and it's like halfway, it's like stuck in your butt cheeks. That's Greg singing.
I know, right? Yeah, I woke up with a bad headache this morning, man.
Well, the headache must be gone.
It's still there, man, but the wind helped out a lot better. But I got to go home, spend the night at my parents' house to baby watch the dog. So I just had to go over and take the dog out and feed it.
So the Browns as a team had 259 passing yards. That's between three quarterbacks, and I know some of that was garbage time. Watson was actually 15 for 17. That part looks good for him, right? Yeah.
What?
15%. He was checking everything down.
Well, a lot of times, what the announcer said, he was throwing a bunch of short passes. There were guys wide open down the field, and do you think he's just too scared to throw, or?
Yeah, I mean, now it's kind of irrelevant, but
yeah,
100% what he like. You know, that whole crowd fucking hated it. They booed him when he came out. Like they booed him when he came out of the fucking tunnel for the introductions.
Yeah.
Their leading rusher was Dorian Thompson-Robinson, the backup quarterback, 3 carries, 44 yards. He doubled up Nick Chubb, who had 11 carries. Just saying.
Yeah, no, I believe that. Who was their backup? The backup running back Foreman. He had a couple of. He really didn't do much either. Trey Hendrickson, by the way, looked a lot better on the running plays too. He was making some tackles on the run, didn't you?
Yeah. Well, he only had like one more tackle than a sack, but I thought so too. I thought he showed up.
Yeah, that was so. A lot of Bengals fans got on me last year because I said we didn't really have a top-notch defensive guy, Trey Hendrickson. But I tell you what, he's taken that notch up where I put him up with Myles Garrett, T.J. Watt, and like Chris Jones. Would you agree with that now?
I mean, I've always loved Trey. If you got a good pass rusher, like to get to the quarterback the way he can get to the quarterback and wreck a game plan, and honestly, teams are going to start giving him so much more attention. He now has, I think he now has 7 sacks in 7 games.
Look at Trey.
That's elite, man.
He is not
again. He does it. He's done it year after year after year here.
Yeah, I mean, you look at Trey, man. He's not that big of a guy. I've seen him compared to other guys like Hubbard and Miles Murphy are way bigger than he is. Trey is not a big guy, but Trey, man, he's got that dog in him. He's like, oh my gosh, man.
For the Browns, and I know we're Bengals, but Wade asked, who do you think is their quarterback here on out? I would think Jameis. I think it makes sense. But at the same point in time, Jameis is probably only there for this season. Maybe they trade Jameis. And that was some of the speculation before the game. Maybe they're going to trade Jameis.
Not anymore.
Yeah, probably not. But at the same point in time, I do think they want to see an extended look at Dorian Thompson-Robinson, who needs to get more snaps. Like, the guys calling the game said at practice, Watson's getting all the snaps still. So it's not even like these backups are getting snaps thinking they're going to take Watson out. They had no intention of taking Watson out until he popped out of Gillis.
Exactly. So I got to order me some dinner here to pick up shortly.
And Njoku had 10 catches. That's a little – like, I didn't realize he had 10 for 76 yards and the touchdown. Great touchdown, by the way, for him getting his feet down. Cedric Tillman was their leading receiver yards-wise, 81 yards, 8 catches. And then Jordan Akins, their other tight end, the second tight end, had 4 catches, 42 yards. So, yeah. But I think we did a good job as a defense. Zadarius Smith had a sack. Shelby Harris had a sack. Isaiah McGuire had half a sack along with Maurice Hurst. But you gave up 3 sacks against that defense, and you did not let Myles Garrett dominate the game.
You did not know.
That's huge.
That's another big one. Myles Garrett. Oh, my God. That's talk about another one. I don't call him a Bengals cook because he kills everybody. Yeah. He does good against everybody. Yeah.
And they didn't let him. So,
well, here's the real question to you. Do we do a better job stopping Chubb or Garrett? I'm going to say Chubb.
I think both. And I think –
let's just say both. Let's do that.
Well, I feel like you needed to. And for me, it's – okay. With Chubb, he is coming off the injury. And 11 carries, 22 – but they did their job on him overall. Yes, he got in the end zone. There was flashes of some good stuff from Chubb, but they were really like dialed in to stopping the run. And they've been doing that. They've been doing that for 2 or 3 weeks in a row. Right. Our run defense has been really good for 3 now because we shut Henry down minus the overtime run.
Right.
We shut Henry down. 3 weeks in a row, the run defense has been the strength of this team. And now we're starting to see Trey is a beast. Trey is unstoppable.
Yes,
but we're starting to see some other guys that can do things. Sam Hubbard looks the best he's looked all season the last 2 weeks. So,
dude, Sam Hubbard, because he was hurt. I was ready to be like, man, I don't know what to say anymore. But man, Sam Hubbard, man, dude. Well, like I say, when he's in a rotation, he does so much better. But I tell you what, man, even if it is against 2 bad offenses, I'll take that. I'll take that. At least it shows us we're not completely bad. But like you said with the Eagles, man, we'll talk more about that later in the week, like you said, but. We're going to get put up to the test next week for sure, though.
Yeah, and you could be right. We don't want this to turn back to, Washington and Baltimore, especially.
No.
Like those 2 games where those offenses could do whatever they want against this defense. I think having a healthier D-line makes everybody better.
The only loss that the New England lost, oh, my gosh, you look how bad New England's been.
That was ugly, both sides of the ball. Ugly,
oh, my gosh.
Mainly the offense, and the defense just couldn't get the one stop.
But Washington, and Baltimore, it is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is, but we don't want to go back to that, right?
No,
we don't want the Eagles to come out cooking because the Eagles just a week ago, their offense, we're all saying, well, that's a really good Browns defense. The Eagles cooked their ass on offense with Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown.
That was
they were cooking their ass.
Even that game we won in Cincinnati a couple of years ago, that was the best time we've ever pounced that defense, I thought.
And that's not even to mention Saquon Barkley. Like, I know we're saying that the run game has been good and we've held them in check, but, boy, Saquon Barkley's coming to town, and you got A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith on the outside with Dallas Goedert at tight end and Jalen Hurts who could take off and run.
This is a happy moment now. This is happy. I'm in my happy place. Happy place.
But this is the big test coming up next Sunday in Paycor. It's now 1:00 game instead of 4 something that it was, and this is really pivotal for the season. You can get back to 500. You can win your first game in Paycor State. Maybe make it back to Paul Brown if we can't win any games with the name Paycor anymore.
Right.
Rename it back to Paul Brown. Fuck us. Like, you ain't paying these motherfuckers anyway. Sorry, that's my rant. You're right. We're happy.
No venting. This is a happy day. Do the happy dance. It's like in a movie Basketball. Do the happy dance. Do the happy dance. That's what we got to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We won. So I am happy about that.
Yes, we did. That's all I give a crap about.
There's obviously some things we need to clean up, without a doubt. The Jets and Steelers play tonight on the Peacock at 8:20.
Someone's in.
It's the big Port Chapalopolis.
What up?
And Monday Night Football is Ravens Buccaneers. So we got 2 primetime games to root against in the AFC North this week. We got Sunday Night Football and Monday Night Football. And I would love to see those teams lose. If both of those teams lose, they're 4-3, we're 3-4.
Hell yeah, buddy.
See, I'm trying to get positive now, Greg, after
I'm
my rant on how good the Eagles are. But if our defense can play, and our offense going to have to step it up.
Oh, yeah.
Straight up. They got to step it the fuck back up. Chop, you probably didn't even watch the game. You just sleep this whole time.
Wait, what?
What?
There was a game?
There was a game today.
Who played?
The Browns beat the shit out of the Bengals. Shut the fuck you! I was about to move Garrett Nussmeier up to quarterback 3 and put him in the first round, but forget it.
If you want an accurate draft guide now, you probably ought to still do that.
Quarterbacks are bad in college. By the way, quarterbacks are really bad in college this year, overall, as a whole.
This is what I do on game day when I'm working. I set my alarm for 3 o'clock, and then I get up, and I don't look at the text. I don't look at the chat because y'all fuck it up for me. But this time, Spectrum fucked it up for me. I woke up at 3, and I'm fast forward, in between the plays, click it twice, boom, click it twice, boom.
Trying to catch up, yeah.
Yeah, you catch up eventually, but man, fuck this goddamn internet, man. This motherfucker was like listening to the radio because the screen would freeze and I would just hear the play. And then, so finally, I got pissed. I'm like, fuck it. So I just ran it up and took it to the caught up to the game. But so there's I don't know, 15 minutes, maybe 10, 15 minutes of the game that I missed. But it must have been the T. Higgins touchdown because I didn't see it. I did see Mama T's tweet talking about her boy. Not and game related.
Speaking of T, for the podcast listeners, here's a question from long time, not first time listener and question giver, Crypt Keeper. Let me ask you, is there any Bengals fans out there who's going to feel bad after we re-franchise T next year?
No,
but I want a long-term deal. But I'm not letting him leave. And guess what I'm doing? If I have to franchise him and trade him, I'm getting more than a comp pick for him. I would aim for a second for T. Higgins and the way he's playing. I know he deserves more, but this is somebody else is going to have to pay him the money. This is not letting him walk situation. But worst case scenario, Jaguars have a top 5 pick of each round. Give me a top 5 pick in the 3rd round this season that can help my team. This will be next year. This is my draft talk.
Right.
But to help them this year by getting that instead of a potential comp pick the next year. Potential, because if you don't accomplish your goals this year, you should be going out and getting free agents, and there's no guarantee you get a comp pick. So that's where I'm at with T. Me personally, I would fucking get it. I would just pay him. I would figure it out.
Right.
He's too good. He's a top 5 player on the team. Pay him. That's my new philosophy. Top 5 player on the team, don't let him leave. It bites you in the ass every time it happens. Jesse Bates, DJ. Well, our run defense was already bad without DJ Reader. Okay. With DJ Reader and with everybody else chipping in, and DJ Reader needed help. Like he did his job last year. Everyone else sucked.
Yeah.
I didn't want to be back on the screen.
Well, you were talking, so I put you on.
I had to start the game. I had to start the show on the stream for like 5 or 10 minutes.
We'll put Greg's fucking symbol up there. He can be him.
He's like Prince.
Right. The fuck was I saying anyway? About T. Oh, I was going to talk about T's mom when she posted on Twitter. Wasn't Bengals related, but man, it was interesting with them girls trying to flip them wieners in their mouth. You didn't see that?
Man, you're so horny. I barely saw it. I clicked off of it. Like I seen it was because I've seen that before, to be fair. But yeah, it's like trying to catch hot dogs in your mouth. With
yes.
Yeah. You were fascinated. How many times did you watch it?
56 maybe. I mean, in between patients at work last night. I would just go back and watch those chicks trying to flip them hot dogs in their mouth.
And then you're like,
Yeah.
oh, you go in the patient's room and
Like
they're
my
and
night
they're
at
like,
work. Last night, my night at work was watching those chicks flip wieners in their mouth and the mullet reviews. Have you seen those? The mullet reviews where the guy's like going to every mom and pop restaurant. I told him to go to Midwest, and Tim told me that he's already been to Midwest, and they got a 69 out of 10 on their
That's an elite score. That's an elite score.
I'm telling you, man, you got to check.
Do they give everyone a 69?
No, some of them are 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10. But if he really likes it, it's 69. And the dude will.
So 69's the best.
69's the best. But
Midwest.
It's just a guy that pretty much sits in some beater car with a fucking badass mullet and fucking horrible t-shirts and just eats food, eats just miscellaneous food and rates it. But he loves ranch too. He'll fucking take a piece of pizza and dip it coated in ranch, his whole hand, and eat it. I'm not a ranch guy like that. But anyway, back to the game note. Did you guys already talk about what's the deal with Orlando Brown? I saw he went out. I feel pretty good.
He's back on the sideline. I don't think it's a long-term thing, but Cody Ford had to play over half the game at left tackle. Don't love that. And a lot of people are like, Ford held up decent enough, but there was a lot of tight end help. There's a lot of things that will slow your offense down if you got to do it, especially the way they run this offense. They run it with Orlando Brown is on an island. And we expect him to do good no matter who he's up against.
Exactly.
And if he's out for an extended amount of time, that'll kill us. But I'm hoping it's not serious. I have no idea the updates. Geno Stone also got hurt. I don't know if you've seen that. He got carted off late.
I saw that play. That looked nasty. It reminded me of the it wasn't as bad, but it reminded me of that Aiden Hutchinson thing because where his leg hit Von Bell's leg, hit his own player.
Yeah.
This
will also break your heart. Deshaun Watson tore his ACL.
I got to tell you, that does break my heart because this is not how I wanted that fucking idiot to leave the league. I didn't want him to get hurt on an injury. I wanted him to get booed the fuck out of that stadium. Yeah. I wanted his last shit to be booed out of that stadium. I did not want his last moment to be an injury, and that's the reason he got out. Fuck that piece of shit human being.
Yeah.
Yeah, so,
and now Greg's back, so you can't call him a piece of shit human being.
You know what? You guys were giving out game balls. I was listening while I was naked. I was actually, at the time you guys were giving out game balls, I was scrubbing my balls.
Yeah, which I don't know. If you were just flipping through trying to catch up because you were asleep because, you do work nights and things.
Yeah.
Browns fans were cheering when he got hurt.
So was I. True. And I'll tell you, that's what I'm giving my game ball to God.
I didn't cheer, but I don't feel bad that he got hurt.
Dale, I'm giving my game ball to God.
See, I don't want to do that because I don't want bad karma.
Well, I'm atheist, so it doesn't fucking matter. I can give anything I want from fucking God. And so
I was talking about like Buddha and shit,
Oh, well, fuck, I don't believe in them fuckers either. None of them. Fuck it. So I'm giving my game ball to God, Buddha, Allah. Who the fuck else we got? Ra, isn't that the sun god? Ra. I'm giving it to fucking him. Whoever the fuck stepped in there and fucking snapped that bastard's ankle. Broke that fucking, what, he get tibia or was that stone?
No, it's just, he didn't pull up lame, man. He was, and it was just, he popped that son bitch.
Jesus Christ, you get my game ball.
Well, I asked Greg, but you know how Greg is about this stuff. He didn't want to talk about it, but I said he was at your sex dungeon Friday, wasn't he? And then he had too good of a time, and then popped that.
Greg wore his ass out like it was last night. You know how fighters don't have sex the night before? Greg had Deshaun Watson. He says to Deshaun Watson, "How about the blowjob?" Deshaun Watson says no, and he says, "Oh, come on, how about the blowjob?" And Deshaun Watson says no, and then finally Greg just finally forced himself on him. It's nothing Deshaun Watson's not used to. It's just that he usually plays the other role. And then Greg strapped him up in that fucking dungeon, and we see what happened. Proof is in the pudding.
My man's is on a roll today.
All right.
That's what happens when you got to go to work. You just wake up, you get a quick shower, you come back on here, and you got to go to work.
Greg, if you shave that beard off, I'm going to be the first one to smack the shit right out of your face.
Oh, it ain't going. I got to leave soon. I got to pick up some 50 West burger. Hey, I had 50 West last week for dinner, so I got to have it.
I'm just a lawn keeper. And this motherfucker, every time we do a show, I got to get off here and go pick up my food.
No, for my meeting family over, you jackwagon.
You're
They
paying
pay
for
for the
it.
food. I pick it up.
You're paying for all of it.
Yeah.
You're flying and buying, Greg.
Oh,
Don't
hell
fucking lie. Don't lie. You guys are celebrating with 50 West?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. What do you get?
Did you say 50 West or Midwest?
50 West.
Okay, because I fucked that up the other day on it.
Yeah,
I,
thanks a lot, Dale.
I clipped that and I had to cut the clip short.
No.
That's
You're
right
fine.
after I said.
I'm just getting the classic classic burger with fry sauce. I was about to get the Utah burger in honor of Parker, but it was a little too expensive. But I just stick with the classic fried
I
double.
thought you said your family's paying. If
Yeah.
they're paying, why the fuck you care how much the burger?
Yeah, I would have got like 3 burgers.
Let Sally dish out that fucking money, Greg.
It's true.
I would have had leftovers.
Yeah.
I'm just messing with you. I'm getting dinner for myself.
Will there be any Christmas deals on the Chop Shop? I don't know.
Hey, Chop, is there going to be a Home Alone 2 shirt coming out in the Chop Shop soon?
I could probably think of something, man. It's only the 5th or 6th best Christmas movie ever made.
Well, I feel like we could definitely get some kind of shirt for the best Christmas movie.
Don't say it.
Die Hard.
Oh, yeah, Die Hard.
I thought you were going to say Christmas Vacation. I hate that too.
Yippee-ki Christmas.
Yeah. Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker. Santa Claus.
Yippee-ki-yay, it's Christmas time.
Ho, ho, ho.
Come on.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
Give us your best Die Hard Christmas shirt slogans that we should use for the Chop Shop chat.
Yeah, I need those.
No, I like Die Hard, just not a Christmas. I watch it in the summertime.
Not a Christmas movie.
It's your summer Christmas.
Did it take place at Christmas,
Why?
Greg?
What?
Yes, it did. Did it take place at Christmas time?
No,
Is
yeah,
there
it did.
is there Christmas
Hey,
songs?
summer.
Is there
And-
Christmas trees?
It's not summertime.
Ask Corey Dillon, see what he says.
Corey Dillon just texted me and said, "Fuck off, Greg."
Yeah,
He's switching. He said that he can't wait till Christmas.
No, people get this mixed up. I love Die Hard.
we got Yippee Ki Hooday, and we've
Yeah,
got
I like that.
it's Yoshi Kaye
Now, that'd be a
Yoshi,
cool.
yeah.
That'd be a cool shirt.
Shit, if we did that, then
with
Greg would
Yoshi
love
with a Santa hat on.
We're on to
Yeah.
something here now.
Yeah,
it. What
that
if I
might be-
make Yoshi into like Hans Gruber? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
Well, he would
No,
never be.
Chop,
He could never be a villain in Greg's
Chop,
eyes.
I'm not here to fight you, but I was also going to come on to congratulate your LSU victory.
Oh yeah. Well,
Congrats, buddy.
No, he's
That's
already
right.
pissing me off. I was going to move Garrett Nussmeier up to a first-round pick.
Garrett Nussmeier
You're my
is a
draft
first-round
guy.
pick, but I think he's going to stay at LSU next
Hey,
year.
by the way, Dan,
Well-
I need to ask you a question. I want a college football question. Is Indiana for real this year?
I don't know. Curtis Rourke's going to be out next week, so I know they only play Washington, who's having a down season. But yeah, that quarterback's been really good. You know where he was from?
Where?
Ohio University.
Oh,
so
wow.
he was hanging out in Athens, having a good time, and he transferred to Indiana and made Indiana relevant at football again.
Hey, Dale, tell him about that linebacker for LSU.
Oh, that Weeks kid? Yeah, I don't even think he's draft eligible, so he's not the draft
he's
guy.
a
But yeah,
sophomore, but what the fuck?
oh yeah,
man?
he's very good.
Can you
very
imagine if him and Perkins were out there at the same time on the field?
I'm moving Perkins down, by the
Is
way.
that
So
back-
Well, look,
I didn't
he's
want
not
you to
playing.
know this, by the way. Well, yeah, he's out for the season, and
Yeah.
it's just
You're
he's
moving
not.
him what, to the third round?
No, I didn't say that, but I'm
He's
moving
still
him
gonna
out.
be
He's
he's still
not
gonna be-
linebacker one, but linebacker one for me is also going to be an edge rusher in the NFL.
Wait.
It's Jalen Walker from Georgia.
Hey, Dale, I fell asleep. Who won between?
He's already
Florida-
linebacker two. I'm just
Who won,
moving him up.
hey, Dale, who won between Florida and UK yesterday?
I think Florida beat the shit out of him.
Sorry, Jimmy.
Yeah, well, Jimmy's probably used to that. He roots for UK.
Basketball, you're not used to, but now football, yes.
Right. Basketball, like, I don't follow UK, but when I think of UK, I think basketball. I never think about the football.
It's true.
All right, it's a chop.
Their coach doesn't like that, but it's true.
Hey, chop.
Yeah.
LSU trivia here. Who is the best basketball player to ever come out of LSU?
Shaq.
No,
Shaq.
it's what's his name?
Pistol Pete?
No, what's his name? Atomic Nuclear. What the fuck is his name in Blue Chips?
Oh,
Yeah, that's Shaq, who plays
yeah, I know, but
motherfucker.
he's trying to come up
Neon.
with his fucking name.
God damn, Greg. I'm
Neon
trying to think of
Bardot.
it.
Neon
Yeah,
Bardot.
I figured it out right before you ruined the joke. Neon. That's the best LSU basketball player.
Yeah, all right, just making sure you know that.
Oh, well,
I know
so
LSU
you know
of all
something,
time.
Greg.
We have been talking, and Greg has not wanted to look ahead. He wanted to enjoy this. How do we feel about our chances against the Eagles? We are undefeated in reverse at home. That means we have not won a game at home for anyone.
Well,
listening.
what's the Eagles defense ranked?
I don't know. It's a good question. I'll look it up later. But
It's just like, look, man, I know Cleveland has a good defense, but I thought
but
we
they're
should
not
have
that
put it
good.
on them a little bit
But
more.
the Eagles
Or,
just played Cleveland the week before, and their offense moved the ball down the field.
You know, I was thinking on that last drive, like, what if Cleveland gets in field goal range and they don't go for it on 4th down and just want to kick a field goal and the score is 21-17? How nice would that be?
You just wanted money.
$4,500 I would have won. Cocksuckers. And didn't they miss a field goal in that game?
Yeah, they missed a field goal and an extra point.
See, that's
They
stupid.
got the extra point back.
They got the
went
extra
for two
point
and
back
got
with the
it.
2-point conversion. But if that cocksucker, what's that kicker's name up there in Cleveland? Fuck that guy.
Dustin Hopkins.
I'm taking that bitch to Judge Judy. He owes me $4,500 fucking dollars, man. He's professional. That's his job. He didn't do his job. I see it like he owes me.
But back to Ohio Game Talk's question. We'll start with Greg.
Good.
How do you feel about our chances versus the Eagles, Greg?
Buddy, that train is keeping going. I don't care where the fuck the train is right now. I don't care who the fuck we're playing. Woo! Keep it going.
I'd say this is our whiteout, man. We're going to be super fucking high. I, unlike Dale, because I don't give a shit about 1 o'clock games. I know you like no time, so I like it for you.
Breaking up.
Huh?
You were breaking up.
It's this goddamn internet. I told you.
Spectrum.
Piece of shit. Anyway, I think we keep the train going. I'm waiting for the two sides to come together. Now, 2 games in a row. Okay, so maybe it was at halftime because this offense looks like shit. If it weren't for Charlie Jones making that first score, I mean, they got nothing, right? I just keep watching them. 3 and out. Guess what?
Greg, is he breaking up for you?
Yep.
Really bad? Yeah.
Yep.
Sucker. Here, I'll be back.
Yeah, I wonder if they was doing it on purpose just to piss Josh off or something. I'm just kidding.
No. Like, I thought it could have been, you know how I was having problems with my headphones? I thought it could have been me.
Shit happens, buddy. Happens to me too.
I thought it could have been me and not Chop. But
I like that face Chop has right there. I always like the good freezy face that it leaves. Derek had the best of all one time.
I'm worried about the game next week because I still
I'm
don't know what
worried
we
too.
have. I don't know what we have at corner necessarily.
Dale?
I like the flashes of DJ Turner. And it's also safeties, too. It's the big plays, right? Limit A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. Like, I think that's going to be huge for us.
Oh, it will be.
Am I breaking up now?
No, you're fine.
All right. Now, what was I saying? Totally forgot. It wouldn't even let me leave. Like, I kept clicking leave. It wouldn't let me.
Yeah, you're back now like a champ. And you were saying how you feel about next week's game.
Oh, yeah. I was saying, like, the offense came out and didn't even play, man. And then, I know what it was. Just like I fucking said. Oh, Deshaun Watson, 0 for 26 on fucking 3rd downs. Mm-hmm. Well, guess what? Not fucking anymore, is he? Jesus Christ, with these Bengals. Look, man, I am super stoked about the win, and I'm not trying to be negative. I'm just saying, please quit letting people make their first against us. You know what I'm saying? Like, Deshaun Watson's 0 for 26 on 3rd downs. He comes in the first 3rd down. Or wait a minute. The first one, he went out, right?
I don't remember.
But anyway, he got plenty of 3rd downs. And at the same time, Joe Burrow didn't. But then they came back after halftime and scored 2 touchdowns. So if we're going to go by that trajectory, I think we're going to do pretty good. I think we're going to win anyway, man. You know what? The Bengals are going to do a first. They're going to get their first home win at Postgame Stadium this year.
Absolutely.
And Crip says it's a must-have kind of game, to be truthful with you. I don't think it's a – I don't think it's a must-have, but I think it's a statement game because you've been close with Baltimore. You've been close with Kansas City. This is a game against a good Eagles team. Fuck being close. Go win the fucking game. And then you're back to 500, and everyone's going to be – and Joe Burrow is back in the MVP conversation at that point after 2 bad weeks, to be fair. If we beat the Eagles – Joe Burrow is going to have a good game next week.
Yes. Joe Burrow, when we beat the Eagles, Joe Burrow is 100%. Joe Burrow's already in the MVP conversation, but the part of the conversation he is on is everybody saying that Joe Burrow is not part of the MVP conversation because he's on a losing team. The internet, I've seen it's flooded with Joe Burrow and MVP talks, but it's all talking about how the best quarterback in the league right now. I don't know how after this week plays out, but
only 180 yards this game, so
right.
That's not great. But 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Yeah. That is important.
Mm-hmm. So, but once you get up to even, and then you play Vegas, and you got a chance to be 5-4.
Yes.
Going in to see Baltimore, and the team feeling themselves, they're winning, and then we go to Baltimore, where last time.
No. You wanted to do this Friday? Nope, we ain't doing that. We ain't looking that far ahead. Nope, we ain't doing that.
No.
I'm just saying. I'm not saying a score. I'm not saying how the game goes. I'm just saying we're going to go back there where Joe got hurt, and he's going to have an agenda. Because that is where they booed him. I'm not saying anything other about the game than that. Yeah. I'm just saying.
You beat the Eagles, though, and you're back. You're back in the conversation.
And we do get a divisional win. Come on. 100% Joe Burrow's in the MVP conversation after that game.
And you can win, but you can win. Joe Burrow MVP. I think we'll need him against the Eagles because they're going to score points. They got a really good offense, so many weapons.
Hey, guys, I got to head out of here. Love you both. I'll see you tomorrow at 3:30.
See you, bud.
Finish getting ready. I don't even have socks on.
Bye-bye.
But, yeah, we'll talk more about the game versus the Eagles coming up, obviously. There's a lot to talk about.
2 hours.
Yeah. But I appreciate everybody tuning in for this post-game show.
Hey. Thank you. I'm so glad I got on my show to get on here and celebrate with everybody. Fuck yes. Fuck yes. Fuck yes.
Your internet sucks right now.
Yeah, fuck this internet.
Fuck Chop Center.
Fuck this internet. Fuck Spectrum.
But thank y'all for tuning in. And it's a victory. So I'm gonna give you Greg dancing to end this shit. I love y'all. Hooday. We'll be back tomorrow at 3:30. Let's fucking go.
Bengals and Brews, the podcast crew. Della Open, Orange Arrow, Pork Chop 2. Greg Luther, Big Savage, Dog Bud King, Yoshi Lover, they bring the zing. Cincinnati Bengals, the pride of the city. Join the fun with Pork Chop Boys, man.